All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a little update on my hunting buggy. If you watch my other videos on this build, it was a 36 volt. My batteries were dead when I got the cart. It would run for a mile and then it just wouldn't even pull out of its own tracks. So I updated, everything went to a 48 volt. Instead of going with 6 8-volt Trojans, I went with 8 6-volt Trojans. I left, you go up here, see I'm pulling this trailer. This trailer's about 1,000 pounds. It's a 5x10. It's a really heavy duty little trailer there. Of course, I like don't laugh, that's what I had laying around. I know it's like a class 5 hitch, 1/4 inch steel, but it's what I had laying around, so I made it out of that. But here, see I've got the 600 amp all-trax controller, heavy duty 400 amp solenoid. I do have to get the heavy duty forward and reverse switch. That's the only thing that I didn't upgrade, and it's telling the tale now. It's starting to die out when I hit bumps or something. It's just like losing power just for a split second, and I think it's just not making good contact, and it does get warm. That forward and reverse switch gets really warm if I pull with it a lot. But all my gauges are 2 gauge, or all my wires, sorry, are 2 gauge, every one of them. And then I've got this one here. I don't know if you can see it, but of course they run all the way back to these 2 batteries here. So that's where my 8 6-volt batteries are. And anyway, so it is 6-inch lift on it. I've done everything to it. Put the lift on it, tires, wheels, all that. And this is, I put the tinted screen. But it does super good. It's going to be awesome. It's stock motor. I didn't change the motor, and you'll know that if you watch my other videos. Like, I've been using this up and down my driveway, bringing, y'all know this is a project I've done this. We've used this already, so we got this like 99% done, my RV. It was a combust conversion, so you can watch the videos on it. Been bringing some tires down. This is my project, my little F-150 thumper. I got a 347 stroker in this rig. And I got some 20 by 11.5 Krager, old Krager style wheels on it. I was gonna show you this while I'm here. But she's gonna be a hoss when I get her done. I like it, get her done. So when I get her done, she's gonna be a hoss. I left it fuel injected. So 42-pound Bosch injectors and just a 205 FR heads. So it's just it's a beast of a little motor. I like a little truck. It's just a little project. Of course, I got a 3.5 lowering kit for it. 3 in the front and 5 in the rear. Just got to get it done. I'm gonna keep the paint job patina. I'm gonna sand this down and make it look like it's rusted. And pardon the dirty hands. I've been picking them wheels out of the mud. But I'm gonna do an all patina paint job. All this. It don't have any dents or rust anywhere on this truck. It's just clear coat peeling. I'm gonna sand all this down and get it to the metal, and then I'm gonna probably rub some vinegar on it and leave it, wet it down, and get it to that surface rust thing, and then clear coat the whole thing. I think it'll look pretty sharp. Interior is excellent condition. No, you can't tell it. I've got all my, said excellent. My dash is cracked. Right there somewhere, right in there. But as far as seats and all, seats are in really good condition. Carpet's in great condition. So I just got to get that dash cover back. So radio works. AC will run you out of there. It's so cold. So factory 302 truck. That's all. Just left all the fuel injection stuff on it. Of course, I had to upgrade all of it, but I'm right now in the process on this truck tuning it, and that's a 95 model, so that is pre-OBD2 port. So all my stuff is all my computer stuff I'm having to email tune, and that's a nightmare, but that's what I got to do. Anyway, I want to show you, sidetrack, I want to show you what we're doing here. I've been coming up and down this hill. I want to show you what this little buggy's doing. Now this is that is high as my head right here. So that's about 6 foot tall here. So it's probably 8 foot higher there than especially what the field is. But you can get an idea. and it goes up my driveway. It gets really steep up there. And this trailer's about 1,000 pounds. And I just want to show you what it'll do with a stock motor, digital gauge. Brick, stay out. Stay out, boy. Can't ride this time. Go, move. Psst, psst. But, Rick, come on. Just give you a little idea of what it's like now. Even with the stock motor, this 600 amp Ultrax controller it makes all the difference in the world. Now it'll just run 18 miles an hour. That's all it'll run. But that's fine because all I use it just for around the farm here. So this is steep now. Try to give you a little idea how steep it is. I know it never does justice, but I am barely on the throttle. Barely. No issues on it. Like I said, I mean, I'm not, you can't tell, but I'm not on the throttle much, and that's the thing about this Ultrax controller, the way it's set up from a factory. And again, I don't know what it's set on, but the way it's set up, it receives like, feels like about 75% of the power on a quarter throttle. It'll literally pop the front tires off the ground. It'll pop the front tires off the ground, but anything over a quarter throttle, and it's like it don't gain anything else. So that's just the way it is. It's kind of weird getting used to it when I first started using it, because it's just so jerky right off the bat. But that's where all the torque is at. It's just immediate. And I'd say probably a new motor might change that a little bit. It might spread it out throughout the power of the motor. And again, I'm not sure. All of that may have to be, I may have to go into that controller and change everything. I've never fooled with one, so I don't know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm done rambling. I just thought I'd show you how this little thing pulls with a stock motor just going to a 48 volt system with that Ultrax controller. It's night and day. I can't even compare it. And you can see the terrain I live in. It's very, very, I'll say very steep. Mountains of western North Carolina and all of that. I've got a trail over here. It's where my water comes from, across the road. And my trail starts right down about right here, and it literally goes upside that rock face, and then does a switchback, and then goes on up into there. And this little buggy will climb all the way up in there. It actually gets so steep up there. I've got a video, I think, of it on that trail. It gets so steep that I have to have two people in the buggy with me, or one person in the buggy with me, so they can kind of get on up front to keep the front end on the ground. It will literally ride a wheelie or pop a wheelie to the point I'm afraid that it will flip backwards. And I can't steer it when I'm going up through there if I'm trying to do it by myself. So it's a stout little buggy. So I recommend, if you can do it, do that 48 volt system, as well as the Ultrax. The main thing is that Ultrax. It is amazing. Can't say enough good about it.